welcome. What's going on? Welcome to Let's Be Real, everyone. I'm Joe Mambu.
This is QB.
And Cheyenne Finch.
What's going on, everyone? I am back. I took a little hiatus. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to see some new faces. Big Sherm isn't here today. We miss you dearly. Maybe not all of us, but, hope you're doing your thing and hope to see you back soon. So this is episode 70. This is like a milestone episode. 4 seasons in, 70 episodes. I like that. Can't wait to get to 100. Subscribers is growing every month. That's a good thing. And this episode is called "I Am Here for This." Basically, what this is just a compilation of stuff that is happening in the month of April. It's a big, as we all know, April's like big with its sporting events. You usually have the NCAA Championship game, and the NBA season winds down, the regular season. And then you have the granddaddy of them all, Wrestlemania, right? So April's definitely a good month for sports, right? Or sports entertainment. Some people like to nitpick. I don't care what they call it. But the first thing I want to talk about, obviously, is the NCAA Championship game. And for those who haven't been watching basketball, Zion and Duke aren't in it. So just to let you know, guys, there's no Zion.
I'm not surprised, though. Those guys can't shoot free throws.
They can't. They were like the Fab Four.
Something like that.
Something like that. The Fab Four, But, Duke can't really shoot, so there's a problem. So this is a matchup between Virginia and Texas Tech. And what this is basically the number 1-5 ranked defensive team versus the number 5 ranked defensive team in the country. So you guys should expect a boring NCAA championship game. You know what I mean? They like slow, methodical play, right? This is where they will eat up much of the possession of the clock. There's one top 10 future NBA prospect in Jarrett Culver for Texas Tech. Him scoring only, 10 points in the last game. So, Texas Tech is going to have to kind of utilize him a little bit better. But what are you guys' thoughts on this championship game?
Well, first of all, I'd say Texas Tech is going to win the game.
Really?
Yeah, because they got they got the slightly, well, not necessarily slightly better, but they do have the better defense.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily depend too heavily on this Corver kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because last night's game, they played a well-collective team effort against Michigan State.
Yeah.
So, Virginia, and also Virginia last night, I don't know if you realized, but Virginia last night, they kind of went on a little cheap way because there was some bullshit-ass foul that happened. Yeah. And, I mean, like, they ended up shooting 3 free throws. They should have lost that game, to be honest with you. Yeah. So they just went on luck. So I'd give that game to Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think so. Cheyenne, what you?
I mean, I agree with you. I give it to Texas Tech, but I think it's going to be mad close. Just because, like you said, these are two strong defensive teams. And though it might... Honestly, I'm expecting the basketball version of our 2019 Super Bowl. Barely any points on the board.
I totally forgot about that Super Bowl. Yeah, you're right about that.
The most boring game in history. But I feel like when you have two teams that are just that strong defensively, you aren't going to get much excitement. It's just going to be back and forth, constant guarding, making sure the other team ain't shooting their shots. And at the end of the night, I agree Texas Tech is going to take it, but it's going to be mad close.
Yeah. I think there will be a moment, because they kind of play the same style, they're very defensive oriented. I think what happens is it will make for some memorable moments, maybe like a huge block or maybe like a 3 out, in the corner or something, because like you say, it's like they're kind of going to be evenly matched. They're number 1 and number 5, and why that can be a wide breadth of of ranking. That you lock down during the tournament, and you definitely lock down in the championship game. So one of the things I do expect, if Texas Tech is going to win, they're going to have to get Jarrett Culver involved. I understand he only scored 10 the last game, and the Raiders were able to survive. But one of the things is because of that defense. But who's to say Virginia defense doesn't step up their game and lock down Jared Kirby even worse? The only thing that will hinder, the only thing that I put Texas Tech over Virginia is their lack of depth. Texas Tech has better depth.
That's another reason. Yeah, that's another reason why I'd say they win too.
So I think Texas Tech does win. Like Cheyenne said, I do think it's a very slow, methodical, grind-out game. But I got Texas Tech because of their star player. But they necessarily don't have to depend on him. But it's always good to have
they looked pretty strong last night against Michigan, too.
You know? And, I don't think Virginia got it. So.
Definitely not.
Not unless they could slide in on another cheap move.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that might be the thing. You know
refs,
what I'm saying?
like, play in their favor.
Like another cheap move to for them to get that chip. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I got Texas Tech.
Yeah, I got Texas Tech.
All right. Cool. So for the next topic, that was a rough segue. But for the next topic, let's talk about NBA award predictions. So obviously, we know the regular season has wind down, and Quincy just informed me that
the Nets have clinched.
So Brooklyn can rejoice. You know what I'm saying? At least one New York team makes it to the playoffs.
Yeah, we knew the Knicks weren't. We knew the Knicks weren't.
Maybe next year, maybe the ping pong balls fly.
Nah, they got a whole
bunch. We
get
Zion, aka Baby Fat. We get Kevin Durant. We get Kyrie Irving.
Lakers are gonna get the first pick, man.
You know what? LeBron is on the Lakers. LeBron gets what he wants.
Yeah, exactly, Sam.
He might get Zion.
Yeah, Sam.
You realize New York has like 2 teams in every sport, and none of them are winning.
Which is crazy.
Well, I mean, the Yankees is actually pretty good. They just have a young squad.
Yeah, what they call them, the Bronx Baby Bombers. They call them the Bronx Baby Bombers. No, I'm serious. Like that's what some people call them. And then you have that's why Eli is able to just like. And I know we're going off a topic a little bit, but I know why. That's why like people still love Eli. They be like,
Who loves Eli?
How dare can you talk bad about Eli?
Mind real fast. We could talk about this.
Listen, if you want, we could go into. I'm just letting New York fans know that Tom Brady would be sitting on them Phil Jackson rings if it wasn't for Rain Man and the New York Giants.
And I give him that respect. But let's talk about today.
I get it. Sports is what have you done for me lately?
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, you know what I mean. But listen, Eli does get the rock in a lot of people's books because of those 2 rings. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But back to the topic of the NBA awards, predicting the NBA awards. We all know the MVP race is between Giannis Antetokounmpo and James Harden. Who do you have? We'll run down like the other awards, but who do you necessarily look at winning that MVP award?
I'm going with the Greek Freak, man. Hell yeah, man. And I mean, the reason why is because James Harden. He's scoring outrageously right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's about all he's doing better than the Greek Freak right now. You know what I'm saying? We know damn sure he ain't playing better defense than him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Giannis is grabbing boards down there.
Yeah.
He gets buckets too. I mean, he's not that far. I think he averages about 28 points or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He does it all. And let's be real, like the name of the show, let's be real.
Yeah.
Who expected the Milwaukee Bucks to be first in the league right now? Best record in the league right now. Nobody.
Listen, I'm telling you right now. And the crazy thing is you say that, and it's so true. Because I remember at the beginning of the year, you was like, Giannis is going to win MVP. Yeah. Like, you've been saying that shit. I'm like, you still got James Harden. You got Russell Westbrook. You got LeBron James still. You got Kevin Durant. So obviously, we know Kevin Durant kind of eliminated himself out there.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, once Durant joined Golden State, I knew
it was Steph Curry, same deal because they offset each other. You know what I mean? James Harden, who was last year's winner. Who was the runner-up last year?
I guess Westbrook.
I think it was it or Anthony Davis?
Yeah. No, actually, the 3 nominees was Harden, LeBron, and Davis.
Wait, let's go back. I think.
Nah, it was. I'm sure. I'm 100% sure.
Did LeBron cut himself out for
Anthony
this year?
Davis was second. and LeBron was third.
Because those were the three nominees.
Yeah. So Anthony Davis obviously kind of wrote himself out by being a baby during this whole trade fiasco thing, and they sat him down for a lot of games. But you called it. You called in the beginning of the year, and it was a maze. That just talks about your basketball savviness, but I ain't going to toot your horn too much. Let's talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like you said, the reason why I would give Giannis MVP is because to be the best player in an association for the season, you have to play both sides of the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? James Harden did a tremendous job offensively doing what he wanted to do to defenses every night. But on the other end, defenses were able to do whatever they wanted to him on that night as well.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? With Giannis, you're getting the points, you're getting the rebounds, you're getting the assists, you're getting the steals. And we're not even talking about the blocks or the shots that he alters during the game. And this is a guy who's not taking threes. So, he started taking threes.
Well, his 3-point percentages went up by the month, actually.
No, it did. But he's not a guy who is, you look at Giannis, it's like, if Giannis has one weakness, it would be, let him shoot. Let him shoot. Like, leave him open, let him shoot. You know what I mean?
He's not Ben Simmons hard.
He's not Ben Simmons hard. But for what he's able to do defensively, he gives you SLM. You know what I mean? SLN, Shaq-like numbers every night. So he definitely deserves MVP because he plays on both sides of the ball. And I love that because James Harden had a stretch of games where he was dropping 30. He had some 50-point games, and it was a phenomenal thing he was doing during the regular season. But like you said, Giannis and the Bucks are sitting at number 1 in the East right now.
Exactly. Number 1 in the league.
Oh, in the league. So more than Golden State.
Yeah.
And they got 4. they got 5. Golden State has 5.
Yeah.
And Giannis has the Milwaukee Bucks sitting at the number 1 record in the league. So that's amazing. I give it to Giannis over James Harden. What do you think?
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of feeling James Harden.
Really?
A little bit. Just from his track record, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm more of a football junkie than a basketball junkie. Y'all know this?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But just from his track record, what I've known of his career, what I've known of, watching him play, I know he's definitely got the skill set. And I don't know. I think he's definitely going to take something this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I mean, look, the awards show is until June, right?
Yeah.
So we really don't know. James Harden can actually win. The media.
He has time to change people's minds.
It's true because
that's still based on the regular season.
No, it is. But the thing is, I don't know if you noticed recently, your success in the postseason, for whatever reason, sways the reporter's mind. Whoever has the vote, whoever votes on these, it kind of sways the voters a little bit because they. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, when it's based on somebody's mindset, though it's technically supposed to be the regular season.
Yeah.
That's not all that's going through people's minds. Yeah. It's just when you got people in court and somebody yells out something outlandish and the court's just jury, don't pay attention to that. Yeah. Everybody saw it. Everybody heard it. You can't just take that out of somebody's minds. So we can't just go off of regular season is what makes the decision because the media is seeing everything going on. They're seeing regular season, postseason, everything going on, and all of that
entrenched in their minds.
All that goes into their vote. Even just things going on in the news that aren't even taking place on the court. They might even be considering that. Everything impacts the final decision.
You know what? She's kind of right. Think about it like this. She's right because Westbrook is averaging another triple-double for the season. And he is not even getting any votes. And you know why? Because reporters don't like him because in the locker room, we know how Westbrook is. He doesn't give the reporters anything they don't like. They just don't like him. He doesn't resonate with
I wouldn't say that the reporters don't like. It's more so of how he gets his triple doubles. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I've seen some of his games. I've been really watching. His teammates literally hold everybody out of the paint, so he and solely he can get those fucking rebounds.
No doubt about it. And I get that. So you do make a point. But okay, so I'll give you another example. You remember when Steph Curry won MVP?
Yeah.
And then the players voted for who MVP was, and James Harden actually won the award. It's like the players voted James Harden, but the media voted Steph Curry. So it's just one of the things, and that was after the playoffs. Obviously, the media voted because Steph Curry went on to win another championship. James Harden kind of fizzled out. He was trying to follow the Instagram models and stuff. He was just trying, he was trying to do his thing. So I get it, James Harden, but at the end of the day, that's why James Harden has one MVP instead of two. So she makes a point where, listen, if James Harden go far in the playoffs, it will sway the voters to be like, yo, maybe James should get over Giannis, because Giannis might lose in the first round. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Or in the second round. I know. He's number one.
I think they'll make the finals at the
over Toronto and Philly?
Yeah.
And Boston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boston need to get it together.
At the end of the day, they got one superstar.
That don't mean nothing.
They got one superstar.
They play like a team, though. That's the difference.
They play like a team where? In the regular season. What happens in the playoffs? Handcuffs.
Well, we don't know.
Handcuffs.
Wait, hold on. We don't know.
Handcuffs.
Because we got to wait till April 13th to see to see that story.
All right, that's
you
true.
know what I'm saying?
So,
but I mean, like you said earlier, it's some people call it sports entertainment.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all entertainment.
Yeah.
And though these guys put a lot of work into their athletic ability and they show out on the court, media's involved in everything
heavily.
And that's why all these guys got like publicists and people that care about their image, and they're like, who are you dating? What are you doing here? What are you doing there?
They care, man.
They care. Everything you do affects what comes back to you. And it's not just about that skill on the court.
Yeah, not anymore anyway.
Yeah, especially there are a lot of reporters out there that don't even care about the game. They're like, I don't even know how it's played. All I know is this guy once dated a Kardashian. It's as plain as that. So everything you do, especially when you become a celebrity, and athletes are celebrities, it ties into that final decision. Yeah. So though it would be nice for everything to just
be pure basketball,
pure basketball, just regular season, to keep it unbiased.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
So they should change that and allow players to vote instead of just the media. I think players should have a say on who wins MVP.
Yeah, but I mean, see, I wouldn't like that either, because, like, first of all, guys would probably be voting for their teammates just off the strength that that's their team.
Listen. Ball knows ball. When it comes to, listen, it ain't gonna be like the All-Star game where Dwayne Wade almost makes it in, right? He gets like the most. That's fans' votes. So ball, no ball. Players are gonna vote the right guys who deserve it. Nobody else can gauge that criteria better than the players.
Especially if you keep it anonymous.
Yeah,
because if you're out here saying, "Oh, James Harden voted for this person," then nobody's gonna vote fairly. But if you keep it anonymous, then everyone's gonna vote for who they think actually deserves it, and they can say whatever they want in the locker room and be like, "Yeah, bro, I voted for you," even though they didn't.
Yeah. Listen, it's very true. I think the players should be involved in that, because the media sometimes tend to have a bias of guys who talk to them who don't talk to them. Russell Westbrook is averaging another triple-double. He should have some MVP votes, but he's not going to get one. I'm going to let you know that because the media is involved. So the next one we're talking about, the next award is Rookie of the Year. Obviously between Luka Doncic, the Slovenian Hammer, right? And Trae Young, who just...
obviously Luka.
You think it's Luka?
How is it?
Trae Young been balling, man.
He's been balling for the
past
few
second
months.
half. Yeah.
Yeah, see.
All right. So,
see? I love leaving out details, but you brought up the detail, though.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to say it for you, because Luka's been consistently on point like a pocket knife the whole season.
That's true. That's true. It's like when Kobe won his MVP. Chris Paul had the better second half.
Exactly.
But Kobe had the overall better season.
Exactly.
So you're right. I get it. So that's we know. Luka Doncic.
Exactly.
All right. So what do you most improved player? Pascal Siakam. That's how Shannon Sharp says it. Siakam. Right? Or D'Angelo Russell.
I gotta go with D'Angelo Russell.
D. Russ?
Yeah.
I love D'Angelo Russell. I gotta go with him.
Listen. The ice water in the veins, man. I mean, he stepped up. I know he was like an injury replacement for the All-Star game for Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
But yo, D. Russ, man, he's made up for his stint in LA.
Also, the Nets wouldn't be the Nets right now without him.
They wouldn't be.
The Raptors could still be the Raptors without Siakam. That's a fact.
Yeah. So
honestly, when I lived in Cali, I was following the Lakers heavily because I was working with them. So I saw D'Angelo Russell like after he got drafted and when he started playing, and like his game was a little like in the beginning, and not a lot of people expected much from him.
His game is very slow. Yeah.
Like I think the most improved player could definitely go to him. Oh yeah. Just watching like how he's grown, and especially between the moves, like from coast to coast, he's shown the most like promise, the most progress.
He's an all-star.
Down.
Yeah. Only 23 years old too.
It's crazy.
Only 23.
It's crazy. All right, so we move to the next award on the list. This to me is easy. He should get it every year, but Sixth Man of the Year.
Sixth Man of the Year. Yeah, Lou Williams. I mean.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Instant buckets.
Yeah, that's easy.
Listen, he could be a starter, but he's better off the bench. And Lou Williams definitely. The other nominee was Montrezl Harrell. So his team.
Oh well, yeah,
he was playing pretty good too. But
yeah.
It's always Uncle Lou.
Yeah, definitely.
It's always Uncle Lou. And then Coach of the Year. Let's talk about it. Who you getting? It's between two. So I'm gonna let you know the two: Budenholzer and Doc Rivers.
I'd give it to Doc.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, who expected the Clippers to be in the playoffs this year?
Yeah,
especially after they lost their best player 3 years in a row.
Yeah, and
they've been in the playoffs.
Doc is a hell of a coach. So you wouldn't Budenholzer no? With the Bucks sitting at number one in the league, with one superstar, one superstar and a borderline all-star in Chris Middleton and a really good player in Eric Bledsoe, because Eric Bledsoe is not really an all-star. Yeah, Chris Middleton not really is to me either, but he's borderline. But you wouldn't give it to Budenholzer? I mean, listen. I mean, he has a Greek god on his team. He's not just a Greek freak. He's a Greek god. You know what I'm saying? So you do have that on your team, but to your point, Doc Rivers has done a hell of a job with pieces that some of them are G League prospects, and and
it's kind of like we said about D'Angelo Russell, like most improved. Yeah, like he was able to take something that wasn't promising at all, and turn it into just grow it.
I mean, I think the Clippers making the playoffs in general
is more impressive.
Yeah, especially because I mean they like what 6th seed or something like that.
Yeah, and they're in the West.
Yeah, exactly. They're in the harder conference.
You're right. I take it back. Budenholzer, you did a good job, but number 6 in the West, especially how the West can be just like a shootout every year.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, Doc Rivers has done a hell of a job.
I mean, like a coach can take good players and like make a plan for that and make that happen. Yeah. That's pretty much any qualification for a good coach. But for a coach to take like from the bottom of the barrel and be like, I'm going to make a championship team out of these people, like that takes skill.
Which is crazy because didn't he lose Tobias Harris during halfway through the season?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And Tobias,
he lost Tobias Harris. He lost Boban. He lost DeAndre Jordan. Yeah. He lost Chris Paul. He lost Blake Griffin. All this happened within a 2-year span.
Yeah, Doc Rivers, hands down. Hands down. Defensive Player of the Year, that's pretty standard, man. I'm going to go with Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
I don't see why he doesn't get it. He brings it every night. That's his mantra, defense. Paul George may be the other option. But Paul George, since the shoulder injury, has kind of took a step back. So that's the most. I'm not gonna do first team, second team, all that time. I ain't got time for all that. But the next topic we talking about is the granddaddy of them all. You know what I'm saying? If you guys don't know, today is Wrestlemania, and first time ever in Wrestlemania history, which will definitely make for some memorable moments for tonight's main event between Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. Yeah. So the main event, for you guys who don't know, is a women's what was it called?
Triple threat match.
Women's triple threat match for both titles. Winner takes all. Yeah. So that's dope. Yeah, that is dope.
That's dope.
So I'm really excited for it because I remember like you remember like the old wrestling events that women like the matches that they had was like the bra and panties match.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
I just
yeah,
was like, and I was just like, yo, it's like I mean, first of all, they're hot, so I like it. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, yo, it's kind of degrading, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they are athletes as well, and they can do their job really well.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad to see that WWE is pushing the move to have women's main event, because it's dope. I mean, there's some great male, they have great male counterparts who can headline, and they do all the time. Yeah. But WrestleMania is a place where you display the best of the best.
Exactly.
And everybody's eyes should be on that one match tonight, and it's for both titles. So, you got Charlotte Flair, who's like legacy. You know what I'm saying? You got Ronda Rousey, right? Who's an MMA fighter turned wrestler. Yeah. And you got Becky Lynch. And I don't know much about Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch is the hottest thing in wrestling.
Oh, is she the hot? Okay, listen.
She's actually like top in merch right now. She's the first woman to be top in merch.
So I need to get a Becky Lynch headband or something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's dope, man. I just think it's really dope. On the biggest night for WWE's women's main event, I'm interested in seeing it. I don't have WWE Network, so I'm gonna need you to give me your password because I'm gonna watch that tonight. I'm gonna get a couple beers and watch that match tonight. I'm gonna watch the whole thing. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited, man, and I hope that this is just a one-time thing. WWE doesn't have to be just WrestleMania; it could be the other pay-per-view events.
Well, yeah, women have been main event in the past few pay-per-views.
Oh, okay, so even better, better.
Yeah,
even better.
As they should.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, how do you guys feel a little bit about that?
I mean, I personally, of course, like to see that we're evolving from, like you said, like the bra and panties matches and things like that, because it seemed like women could participate in these sports just like the men were, but men only wanted to watch it if they were in bra and panties.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, was degrading. So it's nice to know that we're evolving in this generation to being able to respect the skill, like respect the talent, respect that this group of people, this gender can take part in this sport just like men can, and just change like the traditional views and change what everyone's used to seeing.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dope. So I was like reading an article where they said they used to have the women's wrestling matches, and they would be like fillers for like when people had to use the bathroom.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
back then Vince McMahon didn't really hire a woman that actually had wrestling as a skill. He just find models and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Which was absurd to me.
Like cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And teach them like basic wrestling moves. So I'm glad they're actually getting athletes because listen, it's all about representation. So like, growing up, wrestling was big for me. Like, we from the Attitude Era, where it's like Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, the Generation X, the WCW Nitro Wars versus WWF. You know what I mean? It was just a big thing. So now, like little, younger women, little girls have the opportunity to see their favorite wrestlers in the ring and kind of gravitate towards them because they have that representation. So I applaud WWE for doing that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, is there any other matches on the card that you may want to see? There's some good matches.
Kurt Angle isn't like not in the greatest shape of all.
That's all right.
He's 50 years old, but
he's the man.
It's his last match. I don't think he's really got a worthy opponent. They got him going against Baron Corbin, but I mean, I would have rather had seen him go against somebody like John Cena or Shelton Benjamin.
Would have been nice. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He's 50, huh?
Yeah, he just turned 50 in December.
Yeah.
I remember when he first got there. Man.
20 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man. Time flies.
Time really does, man. But all those neck injuries he's had and stuff like that, he doesn't necessarily look in the greatest shape. So I'm kind of glad he's calling it quits now.
Yeah, he got to, man.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the Universal Championship match?
Man, shit. Listen, I mean, I say this. Brock Lesnar, I don't really think he deserves to have a championship belt because
he's a part-time wrestler.
Yeah, he's a part-time wrestler, but it sort of makes him more of a draw, the fact that he doesn't show up so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I definitely would like for Rollins to win. Rollins is actually my favorite wrestler right now.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
Seth Rollins. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool, man. Well, that's it for another episode, guys, of Let's Be Real. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank Q and Cheyenne for joining in again. And we're looking forward to Sherman coming back. But I just want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. If you want to hit us up with questions and comments, you could go to lbrstalk@gmail.com. You can also go to our Facebook page where Quincy and Big Sherm do a great job of filling that page with dope-ass content. Also, make sure to check us out on our YouTube channel. Just type in Let's Be Real Sportscast, and you can see previous episodes. In a few, you'll be able to see this episode. And is there anything else you guys want to say? Nah, we Gucci. We all good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I hope you come back more, and we could do this again. It's definitely fun.
Yeah, for
all right?
sure.
More football topics.
Yes, please.
I got you. All right. So thank you, everyone. Peace. That's it for another episode.